Hello everyone and welcome to the last round, round 13 of day 1 for the Limitless Qualifier part 2. And yeah, we have former world champion Japanese player, like one of the best players the games has ever seen, Shintaro Ito on the one hand, with an impressive record of 9-3 already making day 2. And on the other side we have Landen Kaetler from Canada, who is
Whoop whoop!
playing who's playing Arceus the Agapaikia with the Spiritomb.
Let's give it up for this guy tackling the current runner-up of the World Championship, Shintaro Ito, as you said. A real beast of the game, and this time he brought his mill deck. We saw it before on streaming. And look at that, even his PTC username even has one of the cards that brought him to the victory that year in Worlds. So there we go. That's the start. Look at that. One station. That's all he wants to see. And also a Pokédoll. So yeah. And do we know what his opponent is playing at the moment?
Yeah, he's playing ADP Spiritomb, so like it's basically the deck that Ross piloted to an impressive top 8 at the last qualifier. So yeah, really a lot of people picking up on that, and yeah, Shintaro just going for two droids and an intrepid sword, exactly what you want to see.
Trey as an arrow, he's going for that draw, for that setup. He does not hit, unfortunately, any Slugma turn 1, which is gonna maybe slow him down a little. But we saw the game before that we featured him, how quickly this deck was able to set up once he had just one piece of its combo. So we see instead his opponent going for a Jirachi, which however fails. Oh no.
Yeah, no trainer card to be grabbed off that, but the money is really good. That's exactly what you want to do versus Mill. You want to disrupt them early and yeah, try to make them stuck a little bit, at least like make them fall in the early game so you have enough time to ramp up to get all of your resources out, and yeah, not have them been taken away from you by Belelba and Bryson already.
Indeed. And there we see the Jirachi retreating to another Jirachi, grabbing another Marnie. But what he really wants to see right now is the ADP and that energy. Does he have it? He does not, unfortunately.
Yeah,
There's a Fion.
So that's exactly what Shintaro likes to see, right? If you play Mill and your opponent breaks, you're just the happiest man alive, right?
Exactly. Ready Mill is a very hard deck to face. You need to be on a certain schedule. You need to be able to line up your plays correctly, and unfortunately having missed the energy from the ATP deck, that's just a death sentence, and I think Shintaro will capitalize on this 100%.
Yeah. He knows that the money is coming as well, so just debating whether he wants to play down the remaining cards in his hand to thin out. You really want to attach the air balloon to the Marie, but sometimes you can't afford that. Just need to retreat, get the Zacian out of the active, and pass with the Pokédoll. Really
considering his option, he has already a true communication in hand, which is going to help him set up next turn. Tag call even to grab Blood and Bryceman. We can say that Shintaro at this point is basically set up. However, we cannot say the same for his opponent. And right now there's a Marnie, which is really good.
Yeah,
a wonderful hand.
Yeah, but Shintaro drawing into the smooth
just draw it.
Really nice.
Forehead.
It's pretty easy to get out with the plethora of searching options that the deck has, and also the draw from Zacian, so not too surprising that he was able to grab it eventually. And there's the energy attachment. One turn too late, I guess. One turn later than you would have liked.
Even an air balloon on the Mary for Shintaro, and now every single turn he will be able to tutor for any card and put it into his hand.
Yeah, just smoothing over. Getting the Faber is really nice. Yeah, because you can start removing energies. I think that's something that the Will players did versus Roscoff 2 when the last qualifier was, like when he was playing on stream on the last qualifier, also the Mill players tried to disrupt him, remove energies with the Faber, but he notices that Slumbering Forest is just way more potent in this matchup. Once an ADP comes up and Auto Creation uses that Auto Creation GX attack, you can maybe try to trap it.
Indeed. And we see him Intrepid Sorting grabbing that Slumbering Forest, already setting up for when that IDP will come into the active, maybe hoping to stall it down a bunch of turns, and also setting himself up with that station. That station just that, it makes you end your turn, but what are you gonna do once your deck only option of winning is milling the opponent by using a supporter, so you don't need to attack. Station is such an amazing card, really revolutionized the meta, and it really made an impact.
Basically Tropical Beach. Like just drawing 3 cards is so good. Without any condition. I can't believe that like someone thought that it was a good idea to print it, but it's completely broken. You just consistently drawing cards on a basic Pokemon is really, really good.
Indeed.
And there's the Aurora energy. So finally we will see an altered creation coming down from Landen, but yeah, I mean it's a turn late, and there's a Faber removing the energy. So I mean Shintaro was considering going for that last turn, but he was like, no, I'd rather grab the Slumbering Forest. But he got what he wanted off the Intrepid Sword anyway.
Indeed. What I really would like to see from Shintaro opponent, if he had enough time and the resources to set it up, is to knock out his own Spiritombs in order to have the possibility of dodging that Lieutenant Surge, being such an important card in this matchup.
Yeah, I guess if you keep them from milling 6 every turn, that could be really, really good.
Indeed. We know that Shintaro plays 2 Lieutenant Surge strategy, which makes it, as any mill deck, milling 3 extra card out of nowhere is really scary for the opponent. And we see already that 27 cards left in the deck, which means that Shintaro is slowly but steadily reaching that point in which he can win by milling the opponent.
Yeah,
as well as him grabbing at the Dene.
Yeah, if you have to dig for all of your cards for your energy and for switching cards especially, like that what makes the Mareep so scary, right? It's not the fact that you have to find switching cards, it's the fact that you have to dig through your deck to find switching cards and get out of this pesky sleep. And yeah, if you just draw more cards, you make it easier for me to win. So yeah, really a double-edged sword. And here we see, oh no, that's just salt on the wound. Double tails on the custom
Just
Kaetler.
wow. That's very unfortunate. There's also the Building Spite, the 10 more damage piling up. There's the Anguish Cry. Next turn, the Spirit Tomb will be able to knock out any Pokemon.
Yeah, Landen had the potential for a swing turn right there, right? If you are able to knock out the Smooth Over and knock out the Smooth Over Macago and combine that with the Mani, just what Landen tried to do, then that's really good. That's maybe the opening you need to get into the game. But he unfortunately flipped the double tails on the Pokemon catcher. I mean, that's the drawback with those flipping cards, right?
Indeed. He tried to go for it, unfortunately that was not the case. And that Oranguru and Macargo, we also had in the previous meta the Oranguru that was up to 3 cards with the Macargo, but this one is just so much better. You don't have to have a hand limit in order to use it. And we see always this combo being able to tutor for a card, any card in your deck. And now we're going to see Fluffy Pillow. Once again, the Spiritomb might be stuck there for a long time due to that Slumbering Forest.
It can't even knock itself out right now because there's no Jinx on the board to manipulate damage.
Exactly.
There's no shrine even to put damage in play, so
that's why I would have liked to see more damage on that Spiritomb before going in, because that opens so many anti-stall options. But obviously if he has a switch in hand, that's really good for him. So we see one more Building Spite.
And just the pass, oh no, that's... If you have to pass versus mill, it almost spells
super bad. That's a lost turn. And let me tell you, that mill deck will not let you pass that. Mill decks capitalize so much on their opponent inconsistencies, and so I think this is a perfect situation for them to catch up. So we see once again the Private Wisdom swapping up the first card. And there's a Benevolent Bryson. I think that was the second switch milled. And one more station. Shintaro is just riding on this wave.
Yeah, he's really capitalizing. If you miss one beat versus Mill, as you said, the game just swings so heavily and you're under so much pressure. Sometimes, if you miss a beat versus Mill, not even resource management or Ranguru is able to save you. You would have, we would have thought that people would adapt to Mill when they played like energy and play heavier any energy switch counts and add the resource management to Ranguru as well. But apparently that's not stopping Shintaro from just dominating
Indeed. One
his
more
group.
catcher. He did flip heads, I believe. So now we're gonna see what he wants to go for. Let's
Yeah,
see.
but the
I would
catcher,
definitely go for the Macargo. What do you think?
yeah, I think Makago's also the right option because it's harder to set up. It requires more resources. But there's the Mareep. I can also understand that, but the Macago is like if you knock out the Macago, you have to wait a turn. If you are able to if you want to be
Exactly,
able to
exactly.
access the smooth over again, you have to evolve to Slugma. And if your Mareep gets knocked out, yeah, whatever. Shintaro has the air balloon and the Mareep in hand already.
Additionally, that Spiritomb, if it was asleep, he could have just knocked it out with his own building spite. So I'm pretty sure Maripo is not the correct choice here, but obviously we don't. The opponent doesn't know what Shintaro hand is. So we see
Yeah,
one
of
other move
course.
over. His deck is also pretty thin. Shintaro's hand is massive. So I think going for the disruptive option is as well a valid choice. Once again, that's the Primate Wisdom. Right at this point, just removing a card from his deck that he doesn't want to get milled.
Yeah, I really like that you can just select what you mill. Like you can kind of influence what you mill yourself, right?
Indeed, indeed.
Because you can put that on top with the smooth over and then mill it with the Belelban Bryceman if you want to. So yeah, you can influence it a little bit. And yeah, we see Shintaro put the Slugma on top. It's a resource that he can easily recover with the Ordinary Rod if he chooses to. But he still has the Macago in play, so there will be no need to do so.
Indeed, indeed.
I didn't see his Mewtwo just yet. Maybe it's already in the discard pile, or maybe it's prize. So
Yeah,
maybe he will have to wait a little bit longer, but that's fine.
yeah, he does play the one copy of Mewtwo and Mew. I'm not sure if I saw it either, to be fair. So it might even be in the prizes. You know, I'm not sure I saw it in the discard. There's an Intrepid Sword, drawing this 3 extra cards. And Shintaro is really riding on this wave. Now the Spiritomb might be knocked out by its own effect, but the opponent just
Oh,
know that at this point there's very little he can do, and the game goes to Shintaro Ito in a very, very convincing game.
yeah, really convincing fashion. Shintaro definitely knows how to pilot the deck, definitely knows how to win in 25 minutes. Like adapting, not needing to adapt to this new format, to like the format that's new for us, but is so well known by him, right? He's
Indeed, indeed.
playing in best of one 25, 30-minute scenarios all the time in the Japanese leagues, so yeah, he's just such a good player.
Also, we need
In
to
this
remember that
scenario.
these cards for him are old because in Japan already Rebel Clash came out, and I think an additional set as well. So he's sort of playing a meta that is already in the past for him. But it just showed so much mastery of this meta and of this deck particularly.
Yeah, he's advancing to a really confident or like well-looking 10-3 record right now, so he is in really good contention to make top 8 in the second day of Swiss eventually. And yeah, I believe we have one more pool that's still running or it's about to start. So
I
I
think.
think we will be back with another game of round 13 in a few minutes.
Yep.
All right. See you soon.
Also shout out to another rag for the tier 1 subscription. Thanks a lot.